بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله سيد الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة وكشف بها الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده. Respected elders and brothers and our beloved viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and ahlan wa sahlan, and welcome to our program. First of all, let me make a special and khas dua for those who are sick. May Allah tabarak wa ta'ala grant them speed recovery, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them ajr jazeel and jameel inshallah. And may Allah make it la ba'sa tahurun inshallah. May Allah make it kafara. May Allah reward the family of the sick people a great reward inshallah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, once again we welcome you. We make a special dua for our children, those who are writing matric, those who are in university, those who are writing exams. May Allah tabarak wa ta'ala make it easy for them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make a good use of you to benefit Deen al-Islam, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you taqwa and salah inshallah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, my topic today is not that one, but I have to remind you that our program here on ITV is a social program. We like to share with you some ideas, and we just share some Islamic point of view so that we can benefit from it. And I'm very grateful to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala that I have a wonderful viewers, very well educated viewers. They open for me a lot of opportunities to talk and chances and good topic as well. But I'd like to remind my beloved viewers that our program here is not a fatwa program or a personal. We don't want to personalize some issue. Like it's very hard for me to receive a call from a mother and she's complaining her son and she wants me to talk to him on TV. So I can't embarrass people. I'm not that type of person who talk like that. I'm very sorry that I can't do that because it's a Ummah program and it's a Ummah TV. We don't want to shame someone on the TV. So we talk general, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant our children hidayah. Mommy, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for all what you have done to your son. May Allah tabarak wa ta'ala reward you. And may Allah tabarak wa ta'ala reward you for that sabr and that patience that you tolerate for so many years. And may Allah guide your son and your daughter-in-law, guide them to the road of hidayah, inshallah. I appeal to our mothers and our parents and our sisters, those who receive some difficulties with their children. We are here for our children. There is no personal fight between me and my son. We wish the best to our children. We love them, but you know there's a man and the time is different. And I don't know what to say because in Quran al-Kareem, there's no ayah says parents must look after children. But there is in many ayat and verses in Quran that وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, children must take care of their parents. But sign of Qiyamah that is this one. It's not, doesn't mean it's halal. Allah will question the children and sons and daughters how you dealt with your mom and dad. And we did make a program here on ITV about uquq al-walidain, the disobedience of mom and dad, and how serious that one is. Kaba'ir is a major sin. It's a major sin. But now, this mother don't know, must she fight with her child or must leave him? When she curse her son or fight with her son, her heart doesn't allow her that because we don't wish for our children to enter Jahannam. Then, if she want to leave, that daughter-in-law took advantage and she started to abuse and to become aggressive. We did talk about that newcomer on a family. That's why Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised me and you that to choose a good mother for your children and good wife as well. So before we choose fight with the children, we have to bring them up according to the Deen al-Islam. It's very hard. It's not my topic today, but I don't know what to say to our beloved mom. I just tell her, make sabr, don't curse, don't leave it for the sake of Allah. Something wrong happened to your child, to your son tomorrow. you will regret and you become a cause of your child to enter Jahannam. And we don't want to see our children suffering in the hellfire after death. We don't want that. We got a little bit of disappointment. We have a little bit of pain on our heart. But what can we do? We have to hold and we have to tolerate and we have to make sabr. Because once your heart change, once your heart start to change towards or against your son, there is a problem. No tawfiq, ibadah is not uququl walidain. When you have a problem with your parents, I'm telling you, I'm on Islamic station. I'm telling you now, I'm ready for debate. Salah is not accepted, ibadah is not accepted. No khair on this child. And then kama tadinu tudan. As you give, you will receive. Your children will do that. So what should we do now? We just leave it for the sake of Allah. That daughter-in-law, that one, we call her newcomer. Nice family, very lovely family, lived together for years, maybe 30 years, 40 years. Then the last born son get married. And 3, 4 brothers together. They love each other, they know each other, they tolerate to each other, they accept all the shortcomings of each other. Then that young girl came after 1 month or 2 months married. Just we know her only 2 months or 3 months. She started to interfere on this family's life, then start to disunite this family, try to cause a friction, instigate, and that boy believes in his daughter, his wife, and he doesn't believe his mother. But if you look at the period of time which he lived with his mother and his brother and father and family, and this girl, that doesn't qualify him to trust that young one when she tried to disunite that family and break the business, break the muhabbat, and you find the son hates his mother because of his wife and start to challenge his father, and you actually challenge the command of Allah to be kind to his parents. That is very bad. That is called fitna. That's called fasad. Wallahu la yuhibbul fasad. Wallahu la yuhibbul mufsidin. Allah doesn't love that. Plus, that is a fitna. Ashaddu min al-qatl. Al-fitnatu akbaru min al-qatl. This is in Quran al-Kareem. Fitna is worse than murder, and fitna is bigger than murdering. So, sisters in Islam, this man got mom and dad. You got haqq on them. You must fulfill ihsana. Open your Quran and check what the meaning of ihsana. More than what you're supposed to do. If ihsana, it means extra. Mommy asked for 5, you give her 10. Mommy, one day you have to give extra favor to your parents so that you can gain the fadl of Allah and the rahmat of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. May Allah grant hidayah to our daughter-in-law and our young sisters and brothers. May Allah give them hidayah, inshallah. And I want to show our sister-in-law. May Allah make it easy for us to have a good sister-in-law, inshallah. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam spoke about that tafriq. Man farraqa ummun an waladiha. Whosoever separated a mom from her child or the child from the mom, that Allah tabarak wa ta'ala will separate him from Jannah. Never enter Jannah. No, never mind his daughter-in-law or mother-in-law or friends or brother. Fitna, causing a friction and cause disunity amongst the family, is a major sin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for that mother. And I want to appeal from the bottom of my heart, Mommy, Allah will pay you on the day of Qiyamah. Allah will give your son hidayah. Don't curse him. Let the children experience that life. Make dua for them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for them. They mustn't suffer and go through that pain which we face in our life, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all the children and our young boys and girls hidayah, inshallah. Short break. We'll continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. And once again, we thank you for your emails, SMSs, and shukran jazeelan. On behalf of all my friends here on ITV program, we ask Rabbul Izzat Tabarak wa Ta'ala, make it easy for you, safeguard you and your family, and protect you from any diseases, COVID or viruses or anything. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring us all to His side, to ibadah and siratul mustaqim. Before the break, I was talking to that mother, and we asked Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, Allah make it easy. I'm here, mommy, on Gauteng, and you are too far from me. And then that the way I can help you, only the dua, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant that son hidayah. And also we advise that what we can do, but you need to go to your local imam. You can maybe can talk to him, or one of your relatives, your family member can talk to him. Or if you don't find this too, just make sabr and make dua that inshallah Allah tabarak wa ta'ala will change the akhlaq of the son. And I'm sure that inshallah one day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wake him up. Before you close your eyes, inshallah you'll find that hidayah, inshallah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, when we talk about akhlaq, khuluq, akhlaq, the qualities, or that manner. So you have good manner and you have bad manner. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Nabi, ma'soom, ala khuluqin azim, is a great manner, but he keep asking Allah tabarak wa ta'ala in every salah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min munkaratil akhlaq wal ahwa. I seek protection, Allah, from that unacceptable akhlaq, that manner, and ahwa, it's a habit or desire. We insan, we have two way of akhlaq, good one and bad one, and the nafs controls it. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Every mankind got two sides, evil side and good side. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. Indeed, that one is the winner or the successful person, the one who uplift that good manner. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. And indeed is a big loser, is the one who follow his desire and implement that munkaratul akhlaq wal ahwa. What we learn from that dua of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that watch out, because of the social media, because of that socializing with the people, our children, even ourselves, we pick up some akhlaq which was not in our behavior or in our life before. It was not in our family, in our culture, in our tradition. And sometimes we get it, but we don't notice it. We don't feel it. We get it secretly. You just find it in yourself because of that environment which we live in. And some people think it's a lifestyle. Like that rude words, which people start to apply it now when they talk. Before, when you mention that, or on a movie, when you see it on the TV, they close the station. But now become part of the dictionary. So we Muslimin, we ask Allah, khayrul akhlaq, the best of akhlaq. So you have to sit with yourself and try to scan your akhlaq and see why I became like that. Is it because of that lifestyle, social media? Is it because of the environment which I live with? Or I find myself driven to that way, and you don't notice that people ask you, you say, no, I don't mean it. It's a what you call, it's a lifestyle. No, it's not lifestyle, because evil of the tongue, that rude words, is counted as a sin in Islam, even if that person accepts it. But al-Muslim, the real Muslim, real believer, laysa bifahish, is not a vulgar at all. Wala la'an, and is not that person who's cursing. And then also, wala sabab, and the one who insult and swear. So now you must notice and monitor your children and see why my son is like that. Is it because of school, because of the friends on the street, because of that movies he watch, or because of what? Now, for us, there is some sort of influence because of the media and because of socializing people. They say, no, I'm very firm. I say, no, don't say that, because I'm telling you now, meat slice by the knife. But that soft meat did affect the knife. That's why you're sharpening it. Or why we're sharpening? because the knife get problems. It's not sharp anymore because of that meat you cut with, or that blade you're shaving, or any type of cutting. So don't think that soft meat doesn't affect that knife. If you are firm, you are strong, by socializing, by time we find ourselves on that way. And we did see people are saying something they never ever said it before, or they're doing something they never done it before because they think is lifestyle. The first munkaratul akhlaq, the first worst attitude and behavior which Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam hated the most, and he made dua that may Allah save the ummah from, it's called ar-razila. Razila means worst part of sin, not accepted, not only by Islam, not accepted by animals and human beings. That is called the ugly sin. All the sins are haram, but this one, razila, that Muslim should not fall on that lake or that ocean of ugly sin. Razila start from fahisha, the heterosexualities, in unlawful or not permissible relationship. So that raza'il, actually razila it come from that word called arzal. Arzal, it means lowest. And you find some people, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save the Muslim ummah and save you and I, that he's doing that razila with no shame at all. You feel embarrassed, but him doesn't feel. Or that lady or that person. So that you ask Allah, may Allah save you from razila. Just go to any shopping center or malls or go on the street, you will find the shame and the haya and that modesty goes away. And then not only from those who doing it, from those who watching it as well, become part of life. And then you walk on the street, you self feel shy and you feel embarrassed that he's doing it, not you. And then by the time our children get used to this thing and become natural attitude, now we Muslim, we have to determine, we have to insist that is raza'il. I can't get involved in it, I cannot accept it, I cannot even see it and agree with it. So that is called raza'il. One of that raza'il or that worst akhlaq, it's called ghibat. And I did make a program about ghibat here. Ghibat comes from the Arabic word, it's called ghaib. So what is ghaib? The person is not there. You people call him he. You talk about he. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the third person. That ghibat, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said it straight that mughtab, that backbiter, that gossiping person will never enter Jannah. How you know that you are gossiping or you backbite? If that person you talk about came and you stopped, that's called ghibat. Sheikh, it was a good ghibat. No, it was not a good ghibat. That's why we said to the brother, hold your tongue. Ghibat is to talk about someone, and that person, if he comes, you stop. You stop, it means you're not happy, and he won't be happy. The person will meet Allah in the day of Qiyamah, asking and demanding his good deeds. He said, no, you have nothing. He said, where is it? He said, akalathul ghaibah. All your hasanat, all your good deeds being perished by that gossiping. So if you love yourself, and if you don't like that person, don't talk about him. Actually, you're donating that type of hasanat to him, which he doesn't deserve it. Actually, we are not harming him. We are benefiting him by donating and giving all our good deeds to him. Hajj, Umrah, Ramadan. So actually, you are not punishing him. You are benefiting him. That's why Sayyidina al-Hasan used to say, هذا عرضي خذوه. Talk as much as you can about me because I need a reward. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save our tongue from ghaibat and namima, inshallah. Short break, we'll continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brother and sister in Islam. And once again, we thank you that you're tuning to our program. And we make a special dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguard the ummah from any viruses. And may Allah save all the ummah from that COVID-19, any type of disease. May Allah grant those who pass away the degree of shahada and ajr of shaheed, inshallah. We're still talking about that munkaratul akhlaq wal ahwa, that ugly attitude and manner which Allah doesn't like it, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doesn't like it, and we ask Allah to take it away from ourselves. So the next one is called su'ul dhann, that bad thought about someone, suspicious thought about someone. Dhann, normally in Quran, you think good. Husnul dhann, we call it husnul dhann. Husnul dhann, it means think good about the Muslim brother. You know why? When we have husnul dhann, you become innocent, you never harm that person, then Allah tabarak wa ta'ala will make that person the way you think. So inshallah, you think good about your brother, expecting good from your wife, become very innocent person, salih. You're not suspecting people, you're not doubting about people. So inshallah, Allah tabarak wa ta'ala will deal with your pure heart and clean heart. Once you trust and you have husnul dhann, you don't have that psychological problem and jealous and malice and worry and fear, and you're expecting musibah from your wife, from the boss. You just leave it for Allah. The great husnul dhann we have, that husnul dhann in Allah. I expect that Allah tabarak wa ta'ala will deal with me with khair. Insha'Allah, I'm not the enemy of Allah. Insha'Allah, Allah not my enemy. Allah is my beloved one. Allah tabarak wa ta'ala is my creator, my khaliq, and He will never abuse me. So they say, husnul dhann billah. And Allah tabarak wa ta'ala said, I am exactly the way you think about me. Ana inda dhanna abdi bi. I am the way you think about me. Ghafurur Rahim, I'm Ghafurur Rahim. That punishing you, I will punish you. So what we think here on this husnul dhann, think good about Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Stop, become impatient, expecting that Allah will lash you and punish you and all that type of su'ul dhann, the bad thought about Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. We always the creation of Allah and the property of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Definitely, our Creator will never wish us to go to hellfire. Impossible. Impossible. The owner of the thing will damage it and break it. Only Allah made plan, and we want to force Allah to make some other plan. And may Allah grant our young boys hidayah. He want to marry one girl. So I told him, make istikhara. He said, no, Sheikh, I don't want to make istikhara. I want to ask Allah to let me marry that girl. I say, oh. Now you're not asking Allah to choose for you. You want to force Allah to facilitate. Definitely He will. He will give you that girl. But is this girl good for you or not? So istikharat means, Ya Allah, I don't know how to choose. You choose for me. So Allah, يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah alimun khabir. Allah is all aware. He knows that girl. So maybe take you somewhere else, not that girl. So alhamdulillah. If may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all of us. If your mother came to fetch you from school or from somewhere, but she's driving every day, but she changed the road a little bit to go home. You don't hate your mom and you have a problem with her because she changed the road. She knows maybe it's heavy traffic here, maybe it's some dangerous thing there. So Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, we want to go this way, He took us that way. Because Allah, Hakim, Alim, Ya'lam, He knows. So you just, what the meaning of Islam? Submit. Submit as you submit your son to the non-Muslim surgeon to operate him. How come you take your son to a clinic and you find that doctor or that surgeon is not a Muslim and is not your family? Then he said, I'll open the stomach of your child. They say, okay, fine. You never even ask him what degree he got. You never ever expect that you're going to kill your son. Now if you do that with the doctor, What about Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala? Definitely we have to gain that yaqeen. So dhann, be careful with dhann. Many people live in hell because of suspecting. He's a suspicious person. He's accusing and attacking everyone in his niyat. She's smiling because she meant something. He didn't greet me because she thinks something. Or he's saying that because he meant something. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, do not listen from people as you are God. You read his mind. No, inshallah, he doesn't mean that at all. Then I trust, I go home, I sleep. No jealous, no hasad, no malice, no shak. Inna ba'd al-dhanni ithm. Indeed, some of the doubt is sin. You know which one? The bad one. You did not have a solid proof and evidence. Why are you suspecting your wife? Why are you suspecting your husband and say he's calling one lady? When I pass, he lower his voice. No, lower his voice. No, he hide and he off the line. It's not like that. When you catch him, talk. Catch him with a proof. No, but I see my husband was on the phone, then when I enter, no. That one here, nothing. We don't take it as excuse to suspect and doubt. Then Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam spoke about dhann. Then he talked about shak. Shak, it means have a heavy doubt but no proof. Bad one, not doubt on khair, doubt on bad. Then we have raib. Raib is worse. Even a small percentage of shak, doubt. ذلك ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. Even no size of doubt on that book. You know, when you say raib comes from the Arabic word, it's called labanur raib, that off milk. When you start to see that milk start to be off like that, so you doubt about it. So now here, if you have that check, don't drop it down to raib, like you said, 1.9% alcohol or pure milk, pure wool. We Muslim, we don't have that irtiyab. Irtiyab, it means you're looking for faulty and there's no faulty. Looking for doubt and there's no proof, solid proof that your husband got some problem. So wait. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Al-mu'min gharrun kareem. Mu'min is very innocent. Don't suspect. Now because you have that suspicious heart and mind, you live on hell. Allahu Akbar. I suspect my wife, my mother, my brother, my son, my manager, my neighbor. So how you live? How are you going to live? When you have a proof, now we can talk. So, su'ul dhann, the worst behavior and attitude and mindset of the people when they have that bad dhann. Oh, husnul dhann, no, she doesn't mean that. She came later and said, Allah, maybe she don't have transport, maybe it's her brother, maybe we have to fight. What are good people when they have husnul dhann? I see some people in my life, they always find justification for the fault of the others. Wallahi, they give excuse. Instead of that person give him excuse, he said, no, maybe he never see me. Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, Shaitan used to get scared of him. Very, very jalali, mighty Sahaba, companion of the Prophet, leader of the Ummah, physically strong, spiritually strong, very, very powerful person. Shaitan used to get scared of him. Then was making tawaf around the Kaaba. Then he stepped on the leg of someone, normal person. He was the head of the state. And that person is a normal person in Mecca. Then that person is said to Sayyidina Umar, radiallahu anhu, are you donkey? Can you say that to the king or the president while he's... Oh. So Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, he said, no, I'm not a donkey, I'm Umar. And then he's swearing you. He said, no, he's not swearing me. He's asking. Look at this. Because for personal thing, you just leave it. But if that person insult Islam or abuse Quran, you'll see Umar. He's not coward. But for the personal thing, you're just driving, then that boys on the street, they swear you. What can we do? Leave it. No, I run after him. No. That's why we said the great ibadah, when you have husnul dhan and you qalbun salim, lovely heart. These people live long, they don't have any problem. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant me and you husnul dhan, inshallah. Short break, we'll continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. And once again, we thank you for your emails, phone calls, WhatsApp. And we ask Rabbul Izzat Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah use our ITV channel as a road of hidayah. On behalf of all our staff here, we say shukran jazeelan that you tune into our channel. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah bring the heart of the ummah together. May Allah use all of us for His deen, inshallah. We're still talking about munkaratul akhlaq. Many of the people, they talk about good akhlaq, do good akhlaq, this man is salih, this one is musalli. But let's talk about that negative one here. Maybe inshallah one day me and you will stop that and we have a good. Once you stop that munkaratul akhlaq wal ahwa, you will sound different, you will look different. Then your relationship with Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will sound also different, will become something new. That's why you said that is islah. Islah, it means maintaining yourself. The other thing also, it's called tanattu'. What is tanattu'? We have language, and subhanallah, language, is a human being sign, a proof that he's a human being. So Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala created that language in a good way in every community. You have Urdu, you have Arabic, you have English, whatever they. Then you got something is called literature. Literature means these people, they upgrade and improve that language till they make songs and poetry and novel, and you read, you enjoy reading. Is like you are swimming on a river. You enjoy so much, especially the Arabic language. Arabic language is a language of Quran, but we have Arabic literature before Islam, even before Quran. And what a powerful language. But the problem is that tanattu', that exaggeration on the language, causing a big problem for common people. So now we find someone, when he give advice in his language or in his bayan or his conversation, you have to lower yourself so that you can capture majority of the lesson. If I'm an imam on a mosque, not everyone in front of me is alim or sheikh. It's normal people like us, normal. So we try to lower our language so that we can get these people here, let everyone understand. So Nabi Muhammad said, Inna min al-bayani la sihra. Amongst the speech, you find magic. How this sheikh or that imam or that speaker, he put the sentence, you enjoy a lot, like Sayyidah Fatima, Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib. You got this type of people, you enjoy the talk. But you find someone, try to pass the message to someone, he made it very complicated because he's posting, showing off. It's an Arabic program, so I am talking English for what? To show people that that is English program. Why I must talk Arabic and post and show off? So now Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala said it. Wallahu la yuhibbul mu'tadin. Even Allah doesn't like those who exaggerate on dua. Exaggerate on dua. Raise up his voice. Oh, you selecting a very complicated words so the people don't feel that dua, and they say yatashaddaq, yaluku. It means he chew the word till he lose that heat of the taqwa and the heat of this. So when you talk to your children, try to symbolize the language, try to make it symbol, try to select the topic which matching the people, and you have to share the idea. Don't talk to people, talk with people, as they say. So tanattu' is very hard. Amongst the ulama, we don't like tanattu'. Tanattu' it means you use that big words. That is academic things. You use that you're discussing the issue which doesn't match the education, the level of the mind of the people. How you're talking to your son, his 5 years son. How you discuss it? How you discuss their life on the grave on that person? my baby, life in the grave is like we are sleeping. Then inshallah Allah will wake us up on the day. Just symbolize it so that little. And then when you grow up, we'll grow the language to him, we'll grow. But you're talking about some serious issue. The children are scared of Jahannam, scared of Allah. You create a phobia. He said, no. Your children should not hear that. Then we talk to the people, خاطب الناس على قدر عقولهم. Talk to the people according to the size of their mentality. And also لكل مقام مقال. For every incident, situation, some topic. It's like that. So you are in a funeral, what are you going to talk? You don't talk about nikah. And then someone asks you a question, don't give him 100 answers. Just symbolize it like this and finish. That is called tanattu. We have to learn how to answer, how to use the good word with hikmah, and how to answer only on that type of specific. You ask me about certain thing. Now you find Maulana talk about family ties, then Jahannam, then Qabr, then value of Quran. He said, Sheikh, you're confusing us. What topic you talking about? Zoom on it, focus on it, then we can go home and tell my wife that one was telling me 1, 2, 3, 4. So that tanattu also is posting, is pride, is kibr, which is not right. Then the other thing also which is very, very important that I have to talk about it today because I can see my time is running. It's called tajassus. Wala tajassasu. Tajassus, it means to spy someone. There is Department of Intelligence, we know that, but me and you working on certain department, and you are my colleague and our manager or our boss, you want to know what is happening there. He must announce that, guys, hold your tongue because I got some guys who are going to work for me to collect that news. But now you pretend that you are innocent and I give you full trust. Then you spy me and you run to my daddy or run to my uncle, run to my wife, run to my manager or my supervisor and tell him, that is haram. وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Don't spy each other. We agree there is a spy on a war, there is a department of spy, intelligence, no problem, but we know there is some tracing news or whatever there is part of the system, but you can't give me that full trust till I vomit all my secret to you. Then you become dishonest and you betraying me. That is bad. That's why Allah said, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Not allowed for the husband to trace and to spy his wife. Not allowed the wife to spy the husband. No. If you got the incident, prove it and finish. But we don't trace because tajassus for neighbors is a major sin even. Even if you try to spy with the holes of the key and someone poke your eyes, there's no eye for an eye. You deserve it, it's finished now. That's why Islam respect confidential life, the secret of people, the very, very private life. Islam is we're so concerned about that issue nowadays. People to spy, people to trace one another, people to suspect one another, which is bad and is prohibited by Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Another thing which is also, I like to say it quickly before I say the ta'yir. What is ta'yir? Show pleasure in calamity of someone else. We have a problem with many people. They did harm us, they did insult us. We have a problem around the people. But never, ever show pleasure in the calamity of that person. You got your mother-in-law, you got your neighbor fight with you, then his car stolen. You say, yeah, good. It's the justice of Allah that, yeah, it's because he did that to me. No, that is not allowed in Islam. No, wallahi, I got a problem with him, but I didn't wish him to have that one. So that calamity, that trauma softened the heart of the people. You have a problem with your neighbor or your friends or your manager or your director, then you meet up an accident and say, good, yeah, because he's zalim. No. How you know? Maybe you are the zalim. That's why you said that Nabi Muhammad said, لا تعير أخاك بما فيه قد يبتليك الله ويعافيه أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. Do not show pleasure and criticize your brother for what he got faced or got met up. Because Allah can save him and give you, and give him, I give you the same thing. And I did see it in my life. Many women, they say, yeah, my next door's girl ran away with a boy, and she showed pleasure on that. Wallahi, being done in her house. Same. Why? Because it's ta'ir. We Muslim, we don't show pleasure on calamity of someone else. We say, no, Allah will deal with him. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Brother and sister in Islam, read more about munkaratul akhlaq wal ahwa. If you, inshallah, you're not like that, if you heard about that one, inshallah, maybe we can avoid that type of attitude and we become a true wali of Allah and ibadullah as-salihin. Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min munkaratil akhlaq wal ahwa. We ask Allah to save us from that ugly attitude and behavior and manner. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the manner of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. شكرا جزيلا. Till we see you inshallah next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.